What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. This is my top 5 running backs to use in EA Sports College Football 25. Coming in at number 5, we have Damian Martinez out of the University of Miami. Martinez accounted for roughly 1,185 yards rushing last year and 9 touchdowns. Watching Martinez at Oregon State over the last 2 years often led to more drooling and oohing and eyeing over their offensive line rather than Martinez's running ability, but I think that's deceptive. It's no knock on him when it comes to College Football 25. Martinez is an uber athlete who can hit the hole fast and break runs wide open. He may not have overwhelming power, but he may not need it. I expect Miami to be a popular pick in the game and Martinez to have plenty of big plays for users who will play as Miami. At number 4, we have Devin Neal out of Kansas. Neal accounted for 1,280 rushing yards, over 6 yards per rush, and 16 rushing touchdowns. Say hello to maybe the single most well-rounded back in all of college football. Devin Neal has rushed for at least 100 yards in 12 straight games and at least 1,000 yards in a season twice. He has forced at least 4 missed tackles in a single game over 15 times in his career. Oh, and on top of all that, he had 25 catches last year for over 200 yards receiving. We'll have to see what changes with new offensive coordinator Jeff Grimes, but Devin Neal is undoubtedly a running back that I am not only excited to use, but I expect to be one of the top running backs in EA Sports College Football 25. At number 3, we have Omari Hampton out of the University of North Carolina. In 2023, Hampton ran for over 1,500 yards, 5.9 yards per rush, and 15 touchdowns. North Carolina went into last season wanting to place a much bigger emphasis on running the ball after a few years with an aired-out pass attack. Mission accomplished with Hampton. Hampton had a breakout sophomore season en route to becoming a Doak Walker Award finalist and earning Walter Camp first-team All-America honors. Hampton boasts speed that may be in the high 4.3s and elite size at 6 foot 220. Hampton can juke you out of your shoes and run you over. He is a threat in the return game as well, making him really an all-around asset to any team. And plus, on top of everything, who wouldn't want to use those sweet Carolina blue jerseys to run over opponents? Before we get on to number 2, allow me to reveal my underrated back for EA Sports College Football 25. My underrated pick is none other than Victor Rosa out of the University of Connecticut. He accounted for 550 yards rushing last year and 3 touchdowns, modest numbers, but Rosa finds himself as my sleeper pick in large part due to his stature within UConn's offense. In a team that is pretty decrepit of talent, Rosa should slot in as one of, if not their top running backs. Rosa is quick, Rosa runs with a purpose, and he has great vision. He's blessed with a phenomenal change of direction and is extremely slippery in the open field, along with having a very high motor. Perhaps the biggest asset that Rosa has for Dynasty Mode users is the schedule UConn plays. UConn plays one of the 5 weakest schedules in all of college football. If you want to rebuild a team in Dynasty Mode, take UConn and build around Rosa. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have CJ Baxter out of Texas. Baxter accounted for over 650 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. Baxter last year entered college football as the nation's top running back recruit. He has reported 4.4 speed, elite vision, and is 6'1", 220. Add in all the weapons around him to keep opponents occupied, and there's plenty of reason to think Baxter may be the top running back in all of 2024. His performance to end 2023, along with his performance in the spring game, has cemented my belief that he's not only set to emerge as the SEC now, no longer Big 12, the SEC's top running back in 2024, but also potentially the top running back in all of EA Sports College Football 25. And coming in at the number 1 spot is none other than Ollie Gordon out of Oklahoma State. Gordon accounted for over 1,700 yards rushing, over 6 yards per rush, and 21 touchdowns. Really, Gordon is the only choice to lead this list. He's the reigning Doak Walker Award winner. He was first in rushing yards, second in both rushing touchdowns and yards after contact. Oklahoma State did not have a great offensive line, so Gordon was largely left to create yardage on his own, which is only going to help his case for EA Sports College Football 25. I have suspicions that Gordon will not only be the top running back in the game, but also the top player and potentially a 99 overall. Add in that the Big 12 is the weakest it's ever been top to bottom, and Ollie Gordon may just have the makings of a Dynasty Mode legend that we're going to talk about for years to come.